Hey guys, how's it going? MasterBucks here. Welcome back to episode 16 of the first season of the Manchester United career mode. And guys, this will be the second to last episode of the entire first season because we of course have got a very big game coming up now against Chelsea, and that will be huge. But this will be the second to last game, and after that we have one episode where we play out the last game or two, and then we wrap up, all the end of the season contracts and all that sort of stuff. You can see there, we have not got the top spot secured by any means, and we've only got about 4 or so more games left to go. Probably 5 or 6, really. But we have a tough game now against Chelsea, and we need to get maximum points from every single game because we're still 3 points down at the moment away from the top spot. And Chelsea were playing a relatively... it wasn't their strongest team, but there were still some very good players out there. Didier Drogba on the bench again. He recently played a game against Manchester United and scored, but he's not going to be on the bench. He's going to be on the bench for this one. And now we've got to do our best, absolute best against Chelsea. We block Hazard's cross, but he somehow still gets something on it and gets it back to Azpilicueta, into Matic. We go to pass again, a slide tackle, which thankfully missed Matic, but it still fell to Costa, and he had the attempt, but thankfully that didn't fall for him either. But yeah, really thankful. But anyway, we do have about 5 or so more games left to play in this season. And if we don't get maximum points, we're really going to be in trouble because we've got, I believe, Arsenal and Tottenham who are really knocking on the door of maybe taking the top spot from us and winning the league. And I think Man City, maybe, if they put together a really good run, is also in the... is also up there, but it seems a lot unlikely. Anyway, we've got Januzaj going for, I believe it was a pass there. He tried to get it into someone, and he fortunately couldn't make it happen. It was blocked, but it fell right back to him, and he had a shot, but it was saved again by Thiago Courtois. But still going, and Januzaj working on that wing, having the shot, it was saved, but it fell right to Van Persie. It was just sitting right in front of Courtois as he was getting up, and Januzaj poaches on it, beautifully done, and just gets a foot on it before... I don't know who the defender was that he eventually would fall on right on top of, but still, after that, 15 minutes left to go, we just had to hold, and again, Drogba was subbed in, tried to get that headed goal that he always seems to get against Manchester United, but he couldn't do it, and that was it. We ended up winning against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, a great result, and even though they're not doing as well as what they are in real life in the game, that's still an awesome 3 points earned, and man of the match was David De Gea, with Robin Van Persie also getting a 7.4. And now you can see a player was unfortunately suspended because of too many yellow cards in Morgan Schneiderlin, which was too bad. But anyway, it looks like we're going to have to rotate the squad around a little bit because we only a few days later, and that just seems to be the case every single every time. Almost every time. There was just... We played 2 or 3 games within about a week of each other. It's just annoying. But anyway, now we play another away game. This time it's going to be against Everton. So 2 away games in a row within 4 days. That's fantastic. But anyway, we have regained top spot, but Arsenal have a game left to play. So they could really get any result, a draw or a win, and they'll overtake us, which means it'll be huge. And not to mention, I don't know if I should spoil this for you or leave it, but I think I'll just tell you anyway. It's not too big a spoiler, but the second, besides, it's the real fixture in the Premier League anyway, but the second to last game that we play will be against Arsenal, so that could be a title decider or a clincher, you never know. And not only that, the game after that we play at Hull, but obviously that's not too important because Hull aren't challenging to, they're not really getting relegated or getting, or winning any titles anytime soon, but that will still be the final game of the season. And look at this. We go to try to pass it out of there, and we do horribly well. And De Gea handles it terribly. He actually missed Kone, and Kone was just facing an empty net, and he shot it. And unfortunately for him, he actually hit the crossbar. But unfortunately for us, it actually hit the crossbar and bounced in instead of going out. But still, and Aruna Kone again having another shot. He's just getting loose way too much. And again, another shot, but saved from De Gea. But now we're in trouble because we're a goal down away. That didn't happen against Chelsea. And Kone threw again, splitting the middle. And again, De Gea not really doing as well as what I think he could have there. But he's finessed it into the... Or maybe not finessed it, but he's powered it in the near post. And sadly, that could be it. We're 2-0 down. We're now in stoppage time. It's unlikely we're getting anything. And we keep giving it back to our opponents. Gareth Barry now with a shot. Finally a save from De Gea. But unfortunately, it's way too late now. And still, another corner. Barry delivers a horrible one. McCarthy... going with a volley. It didn't really get good contact, but it doesn't matter. We lose 2-0 to Everton at Goodison Park, which is not the result that we need. Really not the result we need. De Gea getting a 7.6, and he made 7 saves, to be fair, but, I mean, still, two goals that he let in, which was very unfortunate, and they were really a result down to poor, really defending mistakes, but still, we now have a game. Let's go against West Bromwich Albion. So this is, again, out of all the teams that we've played recently, that's definitely not the hardest of teams, but still, we need to bring everything, because if we don't get the right results now, especially after the loss against Everton, we're not going to hang in there. Look, we've dropped 2 spots. We've gone from first to third after losing 1 game. Arsenal have now got a game on us, as we had a game on them when we played Everton. And they are 4 points clear of us. And I believe we're tied with Tottenham, but I don't know if they have a higher goal difference or what, but whatever. Either way, within 10 minutes, West Brom nearly getting a goal. That would have been something. So, yeah. But anyway, I remember the last game that we played against West Brom was in the FA Cup, and Falcao went to town. Oh my God, and I thought he scored. The way the ball bounced off of the I don't know, the wall or something, and then hit the back of the net. It looked like, and I'm sure some of you guys surely would have thought the same, that it would have been the goal, but unfortunately not to be. But the cross did come in, and Falcao scoring against West Brom. It just seems to be a guarantee. He scored 3 goals in less than 5 minutes against West Bromwich Albion the last time we played, and now he's picked up another goal. But now that we've got that goal, can we defend? What a goal line clearance! Unbelievable from Falcao. It was so good I had to go into the instant replay. Look at that! The acrobatic clearance of the century. That's unbelievable. Wow, that's a ridiculous. No, that was a really insane clearance. That was so good. I absolutely had to put that in. But Di Maria, with the pace, he's going to get away from Davidson, a fellow Australian actually, with the finesse, and missed it. We really could have done with that breathing space, because you never know, we could concede here, and that would be horrendous. But Jakob into Anichebe, and he's through here. Can De Gea deal with it? No, he can't. He's put it underneath him. And oh my God, now we've got literally a minute to go until stoppage time. And we need these 3 points. If we don't get the 3 points, this could really put a dent in our title charges, considering we've only got about 3 or 4 games left. But still, Di Maria with a cross into Falcao. He can't get a second, but it falls to Schneiderlin in the 90th minute. He's finally won it. Oh, he's finally scored a goal as well. That's his first Manchester United goal since signing for us in January. What a time to get it. We could still be in for a title fight. Manchester United still going for that top spot, and it's just really a bit of a fortunate goal, because after the header from Falcao was saved, it fell right to Schneiderlin, and it's one of the easiest of goals that you can score, but finally he's got one. And we're finally in a position now. And look at this, a good break coming up as well, which is exactly what we need. We will be playing Crystal Palace. Again, another away game. Not too difficult opponents, that's for sure. And as you look at the, or it's not anymore, but these are the 3 games that we're going to be playing. Again, another week and a half long break until Arsenal. That's perfect, what we needed. But then a 4-week break, a 4-day break until the final game of the season. But look at this. Arsenal we're now level on games. Arsenal 4 points ahead of us, and Spurs just the 1. So that second to last game against Arsenal is going to be just massive. It is if we can take the 3 points off them and get an advantage, we close the gap to 1, especially depending on what happens in their next game. It's just so huge. It's really going down to the wire. We were dominating, especially even when we switched over to Legendary. We were seriously dominating, especially in the middle part of the season. But now, I mean, it's like we might not even win the league. We haven't won Capital One. We haven't won the FA Cup. We got knocked out in the quarterfinals for both competitions, and we could potentially not win. We might not even finish in. We might not even finish first. We might not win the Premier League, which would be devastating after such a good season. But again, I mean, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, and that would be quite unfortunate, because I think we're expected to win. But anyway, after the header was won and it fell to Falcao, he sent through Van Persie. And again, back to Falcao. Falcao again, I let him have a free kick. He didn't put it on target. And then that shot, again, not putting it on target. Quite frustrating stuff, but still. Zaha, of course, a Manchester United loanee, actually, who's playing back for Crystal Palace, who passed it to Ledley. And again, Schneiderlin putting on the pressure, beautifully done. And then again, a splitting pass through to Robin Van Persie. No, he doesn't finesse it. He tries to smash it, and it fell to Falcao, but he went and chipped it. And it hit the crossbar and fell right back down to the keeper. I think it happens to the best of us. I know it does, where we go to switch plays and we end up chipping, and that was some hell of a time for it to happen, because we still need the win here, really. Even if we play and get the win against Arsenal, we're still down. And look at this. Pogba going through and finally scoring a goal in the Premier League, which was great. He took an excellent touch, going around the goalkeeper, and finally we get the point, or finally we get the goal that gets us to the 3 points. So this is it. It's now coming down to this second to last game against Arsenal, which will be in the next episode. But my God, it literally comes down to the next game. Pogba got man of the match for scoring the goal, obviously, and he was substituted off. But yeah, no, this is it. I'm sure we'll have a look at the table. You can see here, Arsenal, after their game, we'll have a look at it at a second. As you see, we got a big break, which is great. We can now play our strongest team possible because everyone's super well rested. And here we go. We'll just wait for it to tick over. Look at the table. As we can see, Spurs now top with a game on us, which is fine, and a game on Arsenal. But Arsenal lost their second to last. Arsenal lost the game before the one we're about to play. So that is huge. We can now win this game and overtake them on points. So it's still possible. We can win the league. This is the biggest game of our season so far, but we're going to have to wait until the next episode, the final episode, to see what happens. Guys, I'm your host again with the MasterBucks, and peace out. Bye-bye.